Sports Rewind Digital podcast. We're live tonight. BJ, Davo, how are we, fellas?
Good, mate. How are you travelling?
Tuesday.
Going well, mate. Going well. Yeah, back to a Tuesday tonight. I'm all over the shop, aren't we? I think I've got the kids' dance schedule out now, so Tuesdays might be better for me, but we'll find a time. Find a time during the week, I guess, that suits everybody. See what happens. Cricket, Davo, how's that been going?
Yeah, it's travelling along. Busy as always. I think we left the house at just before 7 on Saturday morning, got home at 9 o'clock Saturday night, and left the house at 7:30 Sunday and got home at 4:30. So, yeah, wow. Not much of a weekend, but wouldn't change it.
No, that's it. Go back to work for a holiday.
Pretty much. So, but no, we're off to Port Kembla this weekend because Ella's playing Southern United or Southern Spirit or something, and they're based out of Wollongong. So it's their home game at Port Kembla. So it brings back the old days of travelling down to Illawarra, facing Illawarra and Sydney Major League Baseball.
That was when the Colonials were in, wasn't it? The old Illawarra days.
Yeah. Yep.
Good times.
And Belmont was in there for a year.
Yep.
Was it Belmont?
Yeah, it was Belmont. Yeah.
Belmont, yeah.
Belmont were in there for a few years, but it was always good fun. Randall, how about you, mate?
Yeah, same, mate. First week back for baseball on the coast for the kids. So Saturday was a relaxed day, or try to be a relaxed day, and then Sunday we were a bit like Davo. We were out of the house by sort of quarter to 7 in the morning, and not home until 5:30, 6 o'clock on Sunday. So they had their boys had the last of their trials for the state cup teams. So it's a busy day. Bit back into sport.
I see the teams announced too, so good to see.
Yeah, all the teams were announced yesterday, I think. So that's good. They're all out.
For the 100 teams listed by both associations.
Yep. So that training will all kick off, I assume, from this week. I don't know. We're Ninja, myself, and Matty and Chidgy are all heading off to War Choppy for the weekend. We're all off going doing our level C. So any excuse
what a joke that is, that it's got to go up to Warhope for it.
Oh, mate, it's great. We're leaving Friday Arvo, and we'll be home late Sunday night, staying in Port for the weekend. We're not too worried.
And you got Smithy down here, like Sean Smith, who's more than accredited to do it, sitting here going, hey, it's sort of here if you need us.
Yeah, that's it.
But it is baseball we're talking about.
Yeah, your options are Warhope or Blacktown. And it's either way, it's a pain in the ass, isn't it? So,
I prefer to go to Warhope than Blacktown, though.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry, me too. Something on the coast or Newcastle, would have been heaps better, considering that's the majority of the people, I believe. So, anyway, it is what it is. But
fair enough.
Any excuse to go away for a weekend with the boys and have beers.
That's it. Hey, Davo, we didn't touch on daughter's performances on a trip away, mate. Give us a few stats.
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, Ella went away to Dabble. Hey, Ruben.
G'day, Rube.
What's happening, mate?
Hi.
Hi, mate.
You saying hi?
What are you up to?
He's out of here. Wanted to say hello.
Streaker in the background. Maybe not quite. But yeah, we went out to Dubbo. Ella was lucky enough to take part in the under-15 state challenge. So it combined the best of the Metro girls and the best of the country girls. So two Metro teams, two country teams played off against each other. There was two T20s and two 40-over matches. Ella captained both 40-over matches and ended up being the leading wicket taker for the whole carnival. So
Awesome.
She did really well. Did pretty well with the bat when she did get a bat. So can't ask for much more.
No, absolutely.
So from this now, they will choose a Metro team and a New South Wales country team to play under-16s nationals at the end of the year. So fingers crossed, we might make that. But if not, she's had a great weekend, got herself on the radar. Still has another year of under-15s. So
nice.
no, she did really well.
Great to hear, mate.
Awesome.
Great to hear. Good evening to Matt from Totally Sports as well. Great to have you on, mate. I hope you watched a bit of the Bathurst 12-hour on the weekend there, Matty. It was quality. All right, tonight, fellas, NFL Super Bowl preview. I know you blokes will definitely want to chime in your 2 cents about, the weeks leading up to the Super Bowl. Especially Dave, like the Redskins, whatever they're called, haven't been in it for quite a few years, and it was good to see them charge through the end. They had a great run through. But, yeah, we've got ABL, Bathurst 12-hour, a bit of cricket, MLB Spring Training, and, we'll kick it off with the Super Bowl. So 2 teams in the Super Bowl, and it's none of your teams, fellas.
Yeah, mate, it is what it is. I would have rather it be a bird versus a bird, but it isn't to be. I think we all said it, a few weeks out. Chiefs haven't been that great all year, but they just know how to get it done, don't they? And they proved it again. They just
with help.
Always with help. Those old Kermit there getting some help. But anyway, I know you, Dave. I'm on the Eagles.
I'm going to stop and dive, and there's 15 yards. Yeah, please.
Yeah, there's plenty of memes going around, isn't there? Of him and his wife, and she can't get close to him because if she touches him, she gets 15.
Yeah.
No, you've got all this technology in every other sport, and yet NFL still uses 2 idiots with chains and the referees there to make decisions. It's like, when are they are they wanting the Chiefs there? Because I'm sure the technology would have shown a different ball game.
Yeah, I think we all saw the John Boy Media the clips they did, and where they superimposed the lines and all that sort of stuff, and you sit there and look at it and go, man. Even live, to be honest, it looked like he made first down, but obviously it wasn't to be. Wasn't part of the script.
First down, it chases through.
That's it.
Andy, mate, I'm off you, mate. Go the Chiefs.
He's right.
That was a cracky game. I was a bit disappointed with the Commanders game, Davo. The week before, they played an absolute phenomenal game, and then getting smacked by the Eagles was a bit rough. I did enjoy the fake punt play. That was probably one of my favourite plays of the postseason so far. That was awesome. But
they just played their Super Bowl against the Lions.
They sure did, mate. They sure did.
Yeah.
And,
but they're up and coming, so a lot of positive signs for next year.
Daniels will learn a lot from it, won't he?
Oh yeah,
sure. Like, he's going to come out the other side of that, with all that experience. He's going to be a force. So hopefully, Commanders can maybe throw a bit of cash around and get some more players, and hold on to what they've got too, because they look good.
Start of things to come, hopefully.
Andy enjoyed the fake punt as well. I think it might be because he's a left-handed pitcher. And left-handed pitchers, as we know, fellas, what are they?
Absolute cheats.
Absolute cheats.
Yep.
So why Bandy's enjoy the fake punt as well. How is your recovery going, Bandy? Are you going to get a run this year, mate, or are you going to have the season off? Fellas,
Could be like Big Red, could be like Ninja, and that's it, retired.
Could be out. If you guys head over to Dabble, I will leave the Dabble code in the comments if you use Sports Rewind. On the promo code, the Chiefs are $1.80, Philadelphia Eagles at $2. If we go and look at the real odds on the game, let's take a look at the color of the Gatorade being poured on the winning coach. So this Gatorade getting poured over Andy Reid at the end. If it's purple, $2.70, yellow, lime or green, $3, orange $6, blue $7.50, red and pink $8.50, and Bobby Boucher, the water or clear at $10. So
I'm having a sneaky tenner on the orange, mate. So
orange.
I don't know about you, Alex.
Yep.
I'm going red.
The orange.
I'm going red. So
red.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if you think it's scripted, surely it's red.
No. They don't want it to stand out. They don't want it to clash with the uniform.
Fair enough. But there's plenty of different odds to choose from, including national anthem and first, all the different things, the length of it, first coach shown. There's probably things on Taylor Swift.
How many times Taylor will be shown?
Yeah, all that sort of thing. It's pretty crazy when you think about it, isn't it?
But I put a multi on just for the sake of it. So I went Eagles to win, over 41.5 total points, Pacheco to score a touchdown, and Barclay to do 80-plus yards. Got $13. I thought, that's quite reasonable for those things to occur.
I think Barclay's
the way Barkley.
He's averaging. What is he? Oh, he's averaging 147 rushing yards at 6.7 yards per carry. Insane. It's obviously a big one for them. Is if the Chiefs can control them, Barkley is going to be a big factor. But if they can't, I think that's going to be a big one for the Eagles.
He's just going to run wild.
Also thinking Jalen Hurts. So we look back at whenever they played the last Super Bowl together. Was that 3 years ago? 2 years? Yeah, 3 years ago. Jalen Hurts threw 304 yards and ran for 70, and they still got beat. So, if he has another game like that, surely the tables will turn this year. If you've got Barclay running that much, and if he can throw anything near what he did like that, it's surely going to be another way around. But I don't know.
They've been sneaky good this year. Like everyone's talked about the Chiefs, or they've talked about the Ravens, or the Lions. But the Eagles, they've just sort of flown under the radar. They had a 10-game win streak at one stage there. So they've done everything right, and hence why they're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if Barclay gets to run the Chiefs to cook from Bandy, I agree, mate. And it is going to be an absolute ripper. I can't wait. Where are you boys? I know, Randall, you're probably going to see Hudson's. Are you at work for it, Davo?
Yeah. Unfortunately, got to be in the office. I was having to work from home and just have it on the TV behind me here, but I'm trying to swap that day around to be a work from home day.
Beautiful. Good luck with that.
I'll be with you, Hudson.
Beautiful.
Some of us will be drinking though.
Are we on the H2O from the TAP? I think. Bobby Boucher, $10. So I think it'll be a cracking game, fellas. It'll be a really good one, and I hope whoever wins, it's going to be a good game. I don't want to see a blowout of a game. I'd much rather see a really close last possession sort of win game. I think would be the way it should happen, but let's see what happens.
Yeah, I like to see something like a tie game going into the 2-minute warning, or a one possession game coming to that final 2 minutes. That'd be pretty good. I like to see you. I like to see you sweat a little bit.
Oh, I'll be sweating anyway. Bird Bowl, maybe next year, Bandy, maybe next year, but I think it's going to be Commanders Lions next year. No, sorry, Commanders Birds next year, but Ravens. But anyway,
it's got to come sooner or later for them.
Not throwing any projections out this early, Don't want to confuse everybody.
Like your baseball once. Oh, Angels are going to do well this year.
Yeah. The Chiefs have looked average all year, Davo, so I'll keep saying it. ABL Finals on the weekend, fellas. Watched a fair bit. There was lots of people blowing up about how late it was. Obviously, Perth game, can't do anything about that.
Unlucky.
Suited me well. I was on night shift, so I caught both games. Absolutely amazing game from Canberra in game 2. First game, I think they 10-8, and Cavs come away from it, but it was like a up and down game the whole way. Whenever the Cavs did something, or whenever Perth did something, the Cavs would hit back, and it was a classic sort of backwards and forwards game. 10-8 in the final obviously is pretty big score. And then game 2, it was 5-0 Canberra, and Colton Davis threw 8 2/3 innings. Couldn't quite seal the deal with a shutout. Let the first I think he had a couple of hitters on, and he got the hook. He was on a short leash, but amazing effort from the Canberra boys coming back from, I think they were the bottom of the table last year, or bottom, maybe Brisbane were the bottom, but they were definitely right down the bottom, and changed their coaching staff and playing staff, and they've come through with a win. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, there was one former player that was fairly filthy about this. He made comment that he may have been asked since Christmas to actually go and play some games, and unfortunately because of work commitments he couldn't. And he was pretty filthy when this happened. It was enough to say he wanted to come out of retirement for next season. So said, too late, champ.
Yeah,
you missed your window.
That's it. I think Sydney had a great year. We talked about Sydney a few times this year, and it's great to see plenty of action there. So just over 3,000 fans got to the games in Perth, so that was pretty cool. Most attended games this season, the 5th most attended game in ABL history. So great to see Perth put on a show. And Miles Symington there, 5 for 8, 1 home run, 5 RBIs in the 2 games. So turned it on. It really goes to show, though, I guess the Australian Baseball League is flourishing with all these good players, and we are on the world stage now with, you look at the Premier 12 and WBC. It's a great stepping stone for our younger players and build their way through.
Why not come to Australia instead of South America?
Yeah.
I know which country's a lot safer, and the standard of baseball is getting so much better that they are seriously looking at us now as a great winter league. And why not? Look at Greg Bird. He keeps coming back out. It's former major leaguer. So why not? So it is so good to see the standard of baseball, and so good for the Aussie guys to be able to step up and know what it's like to compete against these guys and take their game further.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 100%. For sure, mate. I agree. Why wouldn't you want to come here for an Australian summer? Spend Christmas on the beach? You're kidding yourself if you don't want to do that.
Yeah. No, some great games of baseball again this year. Baseball Plus has been awesome again. I know we get to watch also the National League, and not just the National League, but things like the New South Wales teams, like the AYC and things like that. While we're talking about that, big congratulations to Ebony Vananda too, making the New South Wales team to take on, the rest of Australia in one of these championships coming up soon. So notice that one today. Congratulations, Eb.
Well done, Eb.
Plenty of people behind you and go get it. So rounds out the ABL. The MLB is coming very soon, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. I've got a Bathurst 12-hour recap. I know you blokes probably watched zero of this, but I watched
a little bit of it. Some of the crashes.
There were some quality crashes. There was Skippy over the top of the mountain. There was 3 wide up the mountain on the first lap in the dark. So it was crazy, absolutely crazy. But Farfus, Van Vanderlyn won it. So Team WRT in that BMW picture down the bottom, they were first. And Valentino Rossi in second with Wirtz and Marciello. A couple of Aussies in fourth, Chaz Mostert, Will Brown, and Sarah. And if we go right down the bottom, the first to crash out, Craig Lowndes and Thomas Randall. Randall's cousin crashed out early. Actually, it was Lowndesy that crashed, but
yeah, wouldn't have been Randall, mate. Wouldn't have been Tom. Not a chance.
That would have been so dangerous, as you say, like a 12-hour. There's so many kangaroos out there. Like when we saw a couple bouncing around when we were out in Bathurst just before Christmas, we did a lap. And because you've got such open paddocks and the houses and all that, we saw about 3 or 4 just sitting off the side. That's during the middle of the day. Now, I can imagine at dusk or at dawn when they're most active. So how's old mate crashing into the wall at Skyline and nearly going up and over it?
Yeah,
that's a big drop. That's a big drop when you go over that.
You say 3 or 4 skippies, like that's not that many, mate. We saw more than that playing bucket golf at Hudson's house.
Yeah, they're still out and about, mate. I thought the dog would have scared them off, but
no.
I think it took old Charlie about 6 laps before he could see through his haircut that he's got that they were over there. But every time we go for a walk now, he chases them hard.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah, the 12-hour fellas, I really enjoy it. One thing I like, they start in the dark, right? Start in the dark. They've had all these practice sessions over the weekend. None of the practice sessions are done in the dark. It's just a completely, for the first however many laps, 4 or 5 laps, it is just hold on, get through these laps, and then we're into our rest of the race. 3 wide up the mountain was just insane. It was like a bumper car. They're just sitting there going bang, 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 bang. But you got 12 hours to go, fellas. Calm down.
Yeah.
And as I say, just driving it at 60 k's an hour during the middle of the day is bad enough. It's like as you're coming down the mountain, you see how steep it is, and even going up it. And you think, how do these blokes do it at that speed and now with the 12-hour in the middle of the night?
Yeah. It was a great race. I really enjoyed it. I'm always for anything with Bathurst. And Matt, it is an awesome circuit. Got a little thing coming for the wall behind me of Bathurst. So I'll show you when I get that up, Matt. Yeah, so the Bathurst done. Cricket, fellas. There's been plenty of cricket. The Aussies are killing it. The medal ceremonies or the awards nights been on. I'm going to run through a couple of those, and then blokes can tell me how good the Aussies were the other day. ADI player of the game, player of the year, Ash Gardner and Travis Head. Thoughts, go.
Well deserved.
Yep. Can't argue.
Yeah.
Pretty happy with that. T20
International Player of the Year. And the WBL.
Beth Mooney could have won all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, again, you can't really argue. WBBL, yeah.
So Perry was tied at 25 votes each.
Yeah,
for
right,
that
okay.
one. So they were both tied on 25. So, yeah, different one. I didn't watch a whole heap of it, so I'm not going to comment on whether they should have won it or not. I'm just
No, they
passing
were
these
both up
facts
there.
on.
Jonathan,
What
she
about
bowled well. She just bowls a spin, keeps it tight, takes wickets. Perry is a freak, as we know. So, yeah, no arguments on both of them.
What about the Belinda Clark and Alan Border medal fellas? So, thoughts on this one? Travis Head and Sutherland.
Annabelle Sutherland's killing it. What'd she just get in the test series? She got 200. Oh no, she got 160 something, didn't she?
Yeah.
But I think she got three. She's had 300s in 3 tests or 3 games or something, Davo.
Yep. In test matches, she scored centuries in the last 3 games, and they don't play tests that often.
Yeah. So she is killing it, and then she's getting wickets with the ball too. So, yeah, legit. And Travis Head, mate. Well, he's probably the highest run scorer in the Australian team in the last 12 months, isn't he? Besides what's just happened in Sri Lanka.
Yeah. That's an easy decision, that one with Travis Head. And he came on, took wickets when need be, safe under the helmet, and just led the way off the bat. So, Sutherland, she had a really good year. You could make the argument for Beth Mooney, scoring centuries in all 3 formats of cricket. She's the first person to do that. So that would have been a tighter race, but, can't argue with either of them.
Yeah. No. Fair points. What about the games the other day? I watched bits and pieces. The Aussie scored 9,420,000 in the first innings. How good was that? I only watched highlights of it, but
it's good to see him cashing in and getting runs, but it was rubbish bowling. It really was. Pitch was doing nothing. Davo, did you watch much of it? Like the bowl when they're bowling down leg, like spin bowlers just bowling down leg side, just to try and dry the runs up. Like what kind of on day one? Like what kind of tactics that? Are they kidding themselves or what? Like I don't know.
Yeah, both tests were we showed our dominance. Yeah. And over in Sri Lanka, it's a dodgy wicket when you've got an opening day one, opening bowlers bowling spin.
Yeah, agreed. I think it showed when we took 3. We played 3 spinners, and I suppose two pace bowlers, but 3 spinners doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
And Nathan Lyon getting the same batter out twice in the same session.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know if that's ever happened before.
Quality tidbit, that one.
Yeah.
What about our Aussie lady cricketers, mate? They killed it too.
Yeah. Well, they win. What was the score? 19-0, 16-0, whatever the scoring process works.
Won every game.
Yeah. Whitewash.
It was so good. And they were 1 minute apart, the test finishing. And we were down the pub after cricket. And it was like a game of tennis, because you had one screen over here on the ladies, one screen over here on the men. And when they were both 9 down, we're watching this screen, that screen, this screen. And it was just so good to see both. And the Ponds, wow. Like, as you say,
they got some work.
Was it 16-0? And they dropped 7 catches. Their fielding wasn't great. I hope their media's already giving them a pounding, and they need it. They deserve it because Australia's they're another level in their fielding. But Alana King, man, some of the balls she ripped out, it was just like watching Warney bowl. I don't know if you saw, I think it was Dunkley she bowled out. It's just like a Gatting ball. It has just drifted down, hit outside leg, and then taken off stump. And but it was ball after ball. It wasn't just that ball. She had such a great spell of bowling, and just she had what, 9 for the match. She could have easily had a lot more.
Yep. Yeah, it was quality, wasn't it? It's really disappointing from an England point of view that, you know, they still want to talk themselves up as being a premier team. You know, like it's the same as the men's side. You know, Bazball and moral victories and all this bullshit. Like, come on, go back to actually just picking up, hitting a ball, catching a ball, and bowling a ball. Like, get back to basics. Field the ball properly. Don't like. It was pretty poor. Some of those drop catches too. They weren't hard catches.
Yeah,
some of them were
at international level.
Yeah. Now it's good that the Aussies are well ahead, and great for us to watch Aussie cricket progress, I guess.
But
Ninj,
you're talking to
how
cricket,
are you,
I
mate?
picked up an Ninj. Saturday night down the pub, we had like a sort of inter-club night sort of thing. They had a raffle going. So they got me to go sell the tickets, ended up winning first prize, which they said was rigged, even though I didn't do it. It's a signed Sydney Sixers men's bat from last year. So there's
good.
all the autographs on it. So you have Enrique, Sean Abbott, Jackson Bird, Tom Curran, Joel Davies, Dwarshus, Jack Edwards, Daniel Hughes, Hayden Kerr, Murphy, Naveed, Steve O'Keefe, Curtis Patterson, Mitchell Perry, Philippe, Jordan Silk, Steve Smith, Mitchell Stark, and James Vince.
Yeah,
that's pretty
nice
good.
little pick-up for
Straight
for
to the
$10.
pool room.
It is. That's pretty good
yeah.
coming into winter. You better start the fire with something.
Yeah.
Oh, would have
Going
been if it was a
to,
Thunderbat, mate.
Doctor those.
At least we made it, mate. At least we made it to the big dance. Might have got flogged, but we still made it.
And what I was going to say, what happened in the big dance? You don't remember who came second?
Yeah,
Mitch Owen just tore you apart.
How about that? How about that for a batting display? That was unreal, absolutely unreal. Even it was the opposition, mate.
Talk about making the most of your moment.
Yep.
Like on the biggest stage for Australia, like T20, to go and do that. I'm sure other countries are now going, oh, may not be IPL this year, but I reckon the 100 over in England, the South African one, I think he's put himself on the map after that innings.
Yeah, I think so too. 100%.
Absolutely.
Good on him.
Absolutely. Hey, fellas, late last year, I think might have been November, we talked to a couple of race car drivers that were going up the Lake Liddell Speed Bowl and taking on New South Wales Best. That was this weekend here up at Lake Liddell. So we had the two drivers that we had on the podcast. One of them blew an engine. It was a brand new engine and blew the engine in the first heat. So she was out straight away. Pretty costly expense, I would imagine, that one. And Kane Jakes, the young fella, the local fella, he battled his way through the first heat, come third, led for a lot of that and got pipped at the end. And then heat 2 come from behind again and worked his way through, made it to the B main, and he came third in the B main and was able to punch his way into the A main, where he weaved his way through and got 10th after a 50-lapper A main. So he did really well. So big congratulations to him.
Well done.
Sold out crowd up there at Lake Liddell, and the coverage up there was really good. Big screen up there now as well, so drivers get to see who's on their tail, I guess, coming into turn 3, 4. Yeah, big congrats to Mitch up there at the Speed Bowl. Absolutely awesome event. Make sure you look out for the events coming up. I know one of the people that listen to this podcast is racing up there on the 8th of March. So might head up there and have a check out Dylan racing. Dylan Lee's racing. He'll be up there 8th of March. So Good luck.
Good
With
luck,
that,
Baggins.
yeah, absolutely. Back to Ninja. He's just replaced Root in South Africa.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
Already been picked up.
Yeah. So,
I
big
I
one
hope
for
he's
them.
only I hope he's only just come off a bender from winning.
Yeah.
I hope so too. MLB Spring Training, fellas. It is just about time. It is about 15 days until we hear the first sounds of spring training over the MLB TV radio. I know, Randall, you listen to a bit of games as well during the year, but this is my favourite time of the year to listen to baseball. Not so much watching it, but to listen to see what players are coming through and all the bits and pieces. I'm excited for spring training and pitchers and catchers. Have they reported yet, or they'd be pretty close, wouldn't they?
Middle of the month, I think.
Yeah, very soon if they haven't.
Yeah.
It's normally about the 15th, 16th of, or 14th to the 16th of Feb. They often rock up.
Looking at the calendar, I think it's the 22nd or the 23rd. We get our first spring training game on MLB TV, so that'll be good. I'd say it'll be audio only. The first week usually is, isn't it, Randall? And then
There'll be select. Usually, there's just sort of select teams that actually do stream. Usually, the Yankees are one of those, having their own, their own network and whatnot. But for us, mate,
Yes.
it'll be all radio. I'd say for the three of us.
Absolutely. What
But not,
free agents
not going
are
to be the
still out
same
there?
without listening.
What was
No.
that? Sorry,
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, not going to be the same listening this year without the voice of Bob Uecker.
Yeah, Brewers games will be rough to listen to without him. He's
A bit
absolute
like
legend.
Dodgers losing Vin Scully.
Yeah. Crazy
Definitely.
stats when he's called, what was it, 2.5% of all major league games or something.
Yeah.
It was just insane. Well, speaking of some of the greats that we've lost, Ronnie Parks, Toronto Tigers life member, umpire in Newcastle for many years, passed away during the week as well. So sad one for Toronto Tigers and Newcastle baseball. He was an absolute legend of a bloke and umpire, player, and he was very casual. Very casual. If you got the flip over, it was just one finger. You're gone. See ya.
Pretty hard to get the flick from him too, though.
Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah.
Not much phased him. You could really feed it to him, and he just shrug his shoulders and walk away, just not listen.
There you go. I missed that. I don't know. Probably. Might have been outside. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
was
I wasn't watching. Did he swing? I don't know. I wasn't watching.
Don't know, mate. I'm
Okay.
going for a smoke. You can go
Sounds
over the
like that.
side and light up a heater. And
What could you say? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Righto, Parksy. Sure.
yeah. Nah. One of the greats for Newcastle baseball, that's for sure. So he'll be sadly missed.
Yeah, definitely.
Spring training, we're talking about who's still available. No one's picked up Polar Bear yet, have they?
Nope,
No.
not
I
yet.
reckon Boris has cost him. Going to Boris as a agent. No one wants to touch him now because he's asking for stupid years and stupid money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's still available other than him? I can't.
Wow, there's heaps, mate.
Some of the bigger players. Bregman's still unanswered for as well.
Yeah. He
So
still hasn't re-signed re-signed with Astros or anywhere, so he's
I
still
reckon he
floating.
could
Another
be going
Boris
to
client.
Detroit.
Well, Detroit have picked up a few, haven't they? So what did they sign? Jack Flaherty?
Flaherty went back there.
Yep.
Yeah, recently.
So makes
That's
sense.
not a
I
bad
guess.
one too. You have Scooble and Flaherty. Not
Yep.
a bad one too.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
pretty good actually.
Yeah.
It's interesting, mate. Like, there's still a few pieces out there that, I don't know. There's a few, like Padres. They've done nothing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw something the other day where Manny Machado had actually come out and in a press conference and said that they're pretty annoyed that Padres aren't doing anything. They're not active in the market.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
now that's not good with one of your biggest stars. You're saying that?
No, that's right. No,
Looks like
it's
Lou
pretty-
Bob.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lou Bob has come out and said, I hope I do a season-ending injury rather than playing on this team this year.
It's pretty
Pretty
sad,
sad,
isn't
What
it?
doesn't it?
Can't
Yep.
say that. But
No, you might as well just get rid of him if that's his attitude. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure there'll be 1,000 other young stars they got in their ranks somewhere in their minor league farm that, you know what, they'll come and play for nothing
yeah,
just to get up there and they'll bust their ass. You don't need that sort of stuff, do you, in your clubhouse?
No.
That sort of toxicity just destroys it.
yeah, it's pretty average. Pretty average indeed.
Now, did you guys see all the new spring training caps? I did see yesterday that there was a whole list of them. They'd all been released.
No, I haven't. I'll have a quick
No,
look here now. I'm sure it'll be on the bottom of the MLB page. What do they look like? Are they like orangey coloured and stuff again, or?
No, they're all like their actual proper team colours sort of thing. A little bit like last year. You know, last year they a lot of them had like an alternative logo or some sort of, you know, throw out their colour. I saw the Athletics. They've gone the full yellow hat this year with the green A. So they've sort of flipped their colours around. The Cubs were the powder blue again with the little cub crawling across the front.
I found it. Yeah. Give me a second and I'll bring it up.
But even the Rays have spent money.
Yeah, that's right.
Rays have signed some players this year. So,
I like the Mets. The Mets is pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind the Mariners either, actually.
Where are we? Oh yeah,
right next.
Not
to
too bad.
Second from the bottom right. Oh, the Pirates. I'm a fan of that logo. Actually, I like that.
Yeah,
Pirate
the old
logo.
school Pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
Randolph,
a fan
not
of
a fan of the O's, mate.
Me either.
I'm not a fan of
the O's and the
Giants.
Look at them; they're the same.
They're identical. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of those. I like the old school Marlins. Big fan of the Cubs. Even the Blue Jays with the baby blue lid, not too bad. So anyway,
yeah, that's a bit of a retro one, isn't it? That Blue Jays one sort of reminds me of the 90s.
The early 90s dominating Blue Jays teams.
Yeah, with that sort of cap.
They were always on TV over here, weren't they? When we could only watch them on 3 a.m. or whatever it was on Channel 9, one game a week.
Yep.
I still remember the 2 years, you know, Blue Jays, Phillies. Well, and that was sort of what, early to mid 90s, I think it was.
93.
93, yeah. 2 years in a row, and Grandma taped them for me on the VCR.
That's the go.
So I remember.
It was always good.
I had seven of them, 7 tapes. They're all labelled, so I could watch them whenever I felt like it.
Still one of my favourite games. I'm not sure which game it was. The 93 World Series. It's like a 15-14 ball game. That was just, as a pitcher, you hated it. But as a baseball fan, it was just good to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I think
exciting.
Looking back, I always had was either Oakland, Atlanta Braves, or Yankees games played. They were the ones that they had on tape all the time. But yeah, that era with the Braves, with all their pitching, and the Bash brothers, you know, in Oakland, that was always good value. Jevo, how are you, mate? What's going on here? we're talking a little bit of sport, old son. Bit of baseball now. We're just about to close her out.
We're just dribbling, mate, as we usually do.
Just dribbling.
Yeah.
All right,
We
fellas.
talk about the teams here. 88 to 90 of the A's.
Yeah.
Dave Stewart, the Steer, Ricky doing his bit, Dave Henderson,
Big
the Bash brothers.
Closing it out.
Yep.
I
Walt
love
Weiss,
it.
shortstop, Steinbach.
Beautiful.
Just show my age.
Good times, mate. Good times.
Yep.
Hey, I know we don't talk NBA much. Did you see the Luka Doncic trade that happened?
Sure did.
Yeah.
So possibly,
Sure did.
you know, the
James was
franchise
straight
player,
in. Have a go at this.
and yeah, there's obviously more behind it than what we're thinking. You know, when something comes out like this, there's always the conspiracy theories and people talking. What I heard today, the good one was they want to relocate the team to Vegas, so they have to get the attendance down. I think I've heard a movie about this in the baseball.
That's been the whole
So,
damn
I was watching
thing.
that the other night.
They're selling off their top prospects and their number one NBA player.
There was something like maybe last week, I think, where AD had come out and said in the media he'd had a shot basically saying that they needed another big name player, and was sort of bagging out. It wasn't really bagging out LeBron, but it sort of was saying, I think that, you know, they need another big star that's not LeBron.
Yeah.
And he said it he said it openly in the media. You know, I think it was a press conference after a game, and it was sort of hit with pretty hard criticism. And then, by the weekend he's traded. So,
and the Mavericks were sick of Luka's sort of his work ethic, his diet. They were saying he's not in shape, and they were sort of like, well, do we really want to pay this guy the max salary for 5 years if this is the way he's going, and he's not wanting to sort of put in the work on his sort of diet and his exercise regime and fitness level in general? So,
still their best player.
Yeah.
Still killing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One of the NBA's best. At what, 25 years old?
Yeah, he's not old. He's not old.
Years old or something.
Like
There's plenty of time left. But yeah, I found that one interesting. Juvo from the comments, bring back the Claxton Shield as a state-based comp, get rid of the imports. Mate, we had a bit of a chat about this. I actually am enjoying the imports and the exposure that we get now players to go overseas. I think it's a good idea that we are having these limited amount of imports, and I think it's making us up on the world stage a lot higher than what I guess a state level players would look like. Your thoughts, fellas?
I can see it from both sides. I think you have just your state level and you get your own young kids playing and you get your own homegrown talent coming through. Absolutely. And playing at that higher level. But on the other hand, if we want to be seen and put up there on a pedestal as a competitor or a draw card for baseball worldwide, then we want to have imports and make it international so that we have those players coming here instead of going to, like we said before, to the Dominican League or the Mexican League or whatever it is during their off season. Players might actually want to come here and compete, which is not bad to grow baseball in Australia. That's probably what we need with it. We need bigger named people coming here. It's what you want out of it.
Also look at Sydney Major League. Sydney Major League has imports. So they're getting people come over for working visas and helping boys out and playing baseball. So
I'm for it to a point, because in a way, if I was a local player and an import was brought in and they were playing my position, it would just push me harder. It's like this prick's come over and taken my spot. So I'm going to have to work harder to force him out. So from an individual point of view, you'd sort of think, yeah, you might be pissed off, but it might make you work harder. But what's to stop more teams coming in where there is sort of local talent? But if we get more imports, it might put us on the world stage. It might get another team, which then allows local players to expand to another team.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
it'd be great to see. Yeah, it'd be great to see all just local guys, but as you say, to grow the game and push the local guys, they need the competition.
Yeah.
I agree, Davo. And those kids that are wanting to be in that position too, you would hope that they're sitting there on an extended bench or an extended roster or something like that, sitting there learning off those people that have come here, that are internationals, that are imports, that are already playing college overseas or whatever it is they're doing, playing in the minor leagues. Hopefully they're just sitting there being a sponge and, picking up that stuff off them. Surely it can only help grow our game.
I agree.
I want to see more locals, but at the same time, I want it to grow. So you need that healthy balance, I guess.
Absolutely.
And if the local kid's good enough to oust an import at that position, hey, just grows the game even more, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then it might make that import work harder, or he might go back, and then you are building the local game. But it's up to the individual to make that manager say, hey, choose me. Forget this other guy. I want to be on your radar.
That's it.
Yeah. Pot, kettle, black.
Yeah.
Turn it up. How about this bloke?
I would go ahead on this bloke.
Where is Dolly? Where are you, Dolly?
Hiding in Brisbane somewhere.
Let's go. All right, fellas. Thanks for another week. I'm not sure if we'll be back next week or not. Tuesdays seem to be a better night at 8. We'll see what happens. Have a good week of sport and see you all when we see you. Take it easy.
We might go next week as